A ninth person has died from a lung illness linked to vaping. According to the medical examiner, the Kansas man had an underlying health issue. Now, according to the CDC, there are now at least 530 cases in 38 states.
6 of those cases are here in the state of Washington, the most recent in Snohomish County. Tomorrow, the FDA's acting commissioner is set to testify on Capitol Hill. Now, Washington lawmakers are acting. King 5's Amy Marino joins us live from the newsroom. So, Amy, you've talked to one lawmaker who said the state is actively exploring what legal moves can be made, right?
Oh, yeah. Well, just today, the state of Massachusetts declared a public health emergency and passed a 4-month ban on the sale of vaping products. And in our state, lawmakers are leaning towards legislation that would ban flavored vaping products.
We know there are toxic substances in these products, and they are mostly associated with flavors, and we need to ban them.
Representative Gerry Pollet calls it an emergency. Both lawmakers and state health leaders are figuring out what options are available. Legislation, emergency declarations, even lawsuits to try and protect the public, especially young people.
There is not just one chemical that is dangerous in these products. There are hundreds of dangerous chemicals in these products.
Pollet is a clinical instructor at the UW School of Public Health and has been warning about the dangers of vaping for years.
It's very sad. We've been sounding the alarm that there are toxic chemicals that are going to harm lungs and cause very serious illnesses for several years. And it's taking this bizarre outbreak, an epidemic, with hundreds of people having what appears to be like a chemical pneumonia, for people to realize, oh, this isn't just steam vapor.
We stopped in at some vape shops to see how it would impact their business if they didn't sell flavors. Nobody was interested in talking on camera, but a few admitted the flavors are popular. They already passed a ban in Michigan, where the American Vaping Association said banning flavors, quote, could send tens of thousands of ex-smokers back to deadly combustible cigarettes. These businesses and their customers will not go down without a fight. We look forward to supporting the lawsuits that now appear necessary to protect the right of adults to access these harm reduction products.
And Representative Pollet tells us he's ready to sponsor legislation for the next session that will ban flavors and require a list of ingredients. But he tells us the vaping industry is lobbying hard against this, and they're already threatening to sue. In the newsroom, Amy Marino, King 5 News.